Yeah, thank you so much. The Unity Band. Good morning. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Lansing. I'm Reverend Sharon Ketchum. It is my pleasure to be with you this morning. And welcome to those of you that are joining us online. Our coffee bar is open. This is a special month in that our team leads for coffee are taking the month off, and we're so appreciative of the volunteers. Who is doing the coffee this morning? I bet you they're all in the kitchen. Yay! Thank you. Thank you. We are a prayer ministry. I don't know what's happening in your life, but if you have something you're celebrating or something you have concerns about, our prayer box is over there, and our prayer team will pray with you for the next 30 days, and then we forward it to Silent Unity for an additional 30 days of prayer. Let's affirm our mission statement together. We spiritually awaken to our oneness with God, with each other, and with all creation. And this comes out of a vision. Holding this vision is something we can all do all the time, seeing a world powerfully transformed through a growing movement of a shared spiritual awakening. Not that there's the right path we need to find, but that each of us are on our individual spiritual path, and we honor ourselves and each other wherever we are on that path. One light, many lamps. Let's affirm together. The enlightenment of the Buddha shines within us. The compassion of the Christ moves through us. The power of Jehovah strengthens and guards us. The presence of Allah surrounds and guides us. Wherever we are, the Tao is, and all is God. Greg's going to lead us in a wonderful little song to bring us all together in consciousness.
I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. You're here to remind me of my magnificence, to help me awake to all the wonders that I have. You long to show me all the joy I'm worthy of. You're here to remind me how much I'm truly loved. We're here to remember our magnificence, to awake to all the wonder that we are. We long to share the joy we all are worthy of. We're here to remember how much we're truly
Isn't that a noble purpose, just to remind each other how much we're truly loved? Oh, what a great world it would be if we could remember that all the time. What a great time also to go into prayer. And let's start out praying about those Canadian wildfires and our air quality. And you know, as I find myself getting phlegmy from the smoke and stuff, what a reminder, though, how interconnected we are. This is happening thousands of miles away, and it's affecting us physically, that we can see and feel. And that's true for the things we can't see too, and that we don't feel physically, that affects us emotionally. And, when we're at peace, we send out peace just like those fires send out smoke. So we have great responsibility here. And certainly today I'd like to hold the people experiencing famine in any place, but especially what's going on in Gaza. And it feels like we're making headway, and we just won't let up on our prayers to see those people's needs met with ease and with grace. And also, locally close to here at home, the violence, last weekend, just holding that truth for peace right where we live, right in our own homes. And so we do that by staying peaceful when we're driving, staying peaceful to our next door neighbor that does something that might not be on our script. Also, how great that Thailand and Cambodia reached a peace agreement quickly. Yes, may they set an example for anybody else in altercations. And of course, continuing prayers for peace for Ukraine. So let's just close our eyes and take a deep breath. And as we look at what's going on in our lives, immediate and close, and what's going on in our world, perhaps distanced by miles, but still up close and intimate from the essence of who we are. We hold to the varying expressions of the human condition. And what we hold is the truth of the essence of the attributes of God within each and every situation. That there is a strength and wisdom within every person involved. We know that there is something beyond all appearances that are not supportive of life, of peace, of harmony. And there's something that is greater, this sense of hope, this deep knowing that there is possible peace within each and every individual. And as we become peaceful as individuals, we become peaceful as collectives of humanity. For this truth, for the hope that shines eternal, for that presence of the divine in each and every situation and each individual, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. Well, this month is a big month for Unity for birthdays because Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, our co-founders, have birthdays this month. And on your table, you see a little booklet, Mornings with Myrtle, which is a delightful little prayer book. Got a little prayer for each day. You don't have time to pray. This is like a 60-second journey, and you start a great habit with it. Maybe, especially if you're not a reader of the Daily Word or something, you might find this book beneficial to your well-being and, of course, the well-being of the world. Also, it's August birthdays for people here, too. So if it's your birthday, come on up so we can wish you a happy one. And I will say this, that I have a special birthday gift for you, August birthdays, on my desk. And I'll get that after. But it's a magnet with a message from Charles Fillmore from his 94th birthday, where he says, I fairly sizzle with zeal and excitement as I spring forth to do those things that ought to be done by me at 94. Okay, let's bless all these wonderful people. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. You're wonderful. Happy birthday to you. Yay. Oh, excuse me.
94, he probably had to really affirm that.
Lucille said at 94, he probably had to really affirm that. And he was 94 when it wasn't quite as common as it is these days. Okay, a little table talk for you. Monopoly. Has anybody here not played Monopoly? Have you never? You've never played Monopoly? Okay, somebody please educate her afterwards. But they have some unique playing pieces, right? So which is your favorite playing piece And why is that one your favorite? Well, you know we have them, the one we try to grab for first.
It's been a long time since I actually played it on the board.
Yeah.
Not just some like.
Or that little card
Video
game they
game,
have. That's,
yeah.
Oh, video. I didn't know that.
Well,
video.
there's a Monopoly Go, which is like a fast version of it.
I know there's a card game that's pretty quick.
For me, it was always a tie between two pieces.
Which ones?
The race car. I love the race car, but it has to be the dog. I mean, come on.
Oh, really? Oh, sure. Yeah.
Little Scotty dog.
Yeah.
Just because dogs are my thing. So,
Yeah.
you know.
So what about the race car? What appealed to you about that?
Just when I was a kid, all kids love race cars, fast cars, and all that. So, I think it's just inherent in a boy to like, and maybe girls too. But
But
to
you're geared to. I will admit, gearing.
How about you?
Geared to car. I liked the wheelbarrow because it worked. The little wheel would go around. And
Oh, yeah?
I liked
I forgot.
It was an old.
Okay.
Earlier when labor was cheaper. And if I couldn't get that one, because sometimes I got taken out to play with
Okay,
other
yeah.
toys, right?
Right.
The thimble, because it was functional. And
Oh,
I
you-
tried to use it for sewing.
It might fit on your finger, your pinky.
Yeah, pinky, when I was little.
Okay,
Yeah, it was,
yeah.
But it was hard. I mean, all of them have some. The top hat was kind of special because that was a banker's.
True.
But
I mean, I liked them all in their own way, but
Yeah,
I
they all
always
had little
grabbed
things.
for that race car or dog.
well,
if I
like
couldn't,
the wheels going,
Yeah?
and the race car sometimes. But that went too fast. I could never get that one because it had four wheels that moved.
and they turned back in the day.
Yeah, yeah,
Now they don't, but hey.
yeah. What can I say? Now
Can't
they're
have nice
just
things.
cast solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, should we go
yeah,
out
go out
and shine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Let's go ahead and join in our opening song, Go Out and Shine. Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Step out and take a chance. Walk the talk, join the dance. Relax, enjoy the ride. Let kindness be your guide. You gotta go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. One voice, one hand, one heart. Wanna change, make a start. We're one big family. What's good for you is good for me. Come on and go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine.
Don't think that's, there we go. Let's try that again. Good morning. I do for the YouTube. I need the microphone to be recorded. Anyway, I am Tyson. I am your platform assistant for today, and our daily word for today is truth. This is inspired by the prophet, is it Zechariah? I I practiced and still messed it up. These are the things, and Zechariah said, these are the things that you shall do. Speak the truth to one another, render in your gates of judgment that are true, and make for peace. Now, living in an increasingly polarized world, we are aware not everyone will share our perspective or see life the way we do. As much as we want to live harmoniously with others, we also want to stand up for what we believe, what we know to be true for us. We appreciate that others feel the same way about their beliefs, but we speak our truth. We center ourselves in our divinity while acknowledging the divinity of all others. We are honest and grounded, staying steady if someone does not agree with us. Likewise, we receive others' truths as we would want them to receive ours. The presence of God is within us. We are spiritual beings living with integrity, speaking words of truth with spiritual power. Let us affirm together, I speak my truth with clarity and compassion. One way to express our truth is by being in integrity. Integrity is one of our community's core values. Integrity is our inner sense of wholeness, derived from qualities such as honesty and consistency of character. Integrity is doing what we say we'll do and meaning what we say. Our word is impeccable and our actions are kind, loving, and inclusive as we honor our place as an integral part of the universe. Living in integrity reflects our oneness with ourselves, others, and with God. Let us affirm our integrity statement together. We apply unity principles by making and keeping our agreements in thought, word, and action. Awesome, thank you. And now, let me introduce Matt Callaghan for some wonderful music. Thank you.
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the cattle are standing like statues. All the cattle are standing like statues. They don't turn their heads as they see me ride by. But a little brown maverick is winking her eye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the sounds of the earth are like music. All the sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy, it don't miss a tree. And an old weeping willow is laughing at me. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, what a beautiful day.
That's the best feeling in the world, one we should have all the time, that everything's going our way, because it is. It truly is. So first of all, I want to tell you we've completed our founding reserve fund. We're close to $17,000. There's still some more money coming in, but we have covered all the expenses for the windows and for refurbishing the decks, have some money to put into a future project. So round of applause for everybody for supporting that. Woo-hoo! So last week we left here with, I gave you a spiritual practice of finding what kind of lack thought maybe was being held in your consciousness, time, money, health, whatever that might be, and to do a little work with it and see where that was. And, you know, every time I identify a thought, it's only at the top of the, yeah, you just start peeling the onion, like finding that, you know, if I don't think there's enough time for something, it's because I think I have to be responsible for everything, you know, and that goes down, you know, back when I was 2, my mother said to me, you know, whatever that might be, but, you know, it's from past things. This is amazing how we make up these stories and carry them on with us, making ourselves jump through our own hoops. So I hope you had some fun with looking at what lack thought you could kind of let go. Speaking of birthdays, I don't know if you saw this lady, and Vanjie, they called her. She's 109 years old on August 1st. And she worked for the Pentagon for years. She's a member of the VFW. Her father served in the service. She's a Filipino-American. And she attributes her longevity to being in service to others. Wow, and we know that's true. Because when we give love, something invigorates in all of us. It really resonates physically to the cells of our body because we're in relationship. And we're in a harmonious relationship, and we're wanting to be that activity of the divine. It's a gift that we give ourselves, even though it looks like we're giving a gift to somebody else. So I love this woman. Do what you can for others. She really walked that talk and everything that she did. I got thinking about in the games of life, because life does feel like a game, it's really all about relationships. Excuse me. Our relationships with people, but not just people, our relationships with resources, whatever those resources might mean for us. Our relationships with ourselves is a big one. And of course, ultimately, it's all about the relationship with the divine, since all is God. And these are just different expressions of the divine. And when we talk about Jesus as not the great exception, but the great example. The great example. And I was thinking about stories of his life. For people, he totally ignored any status system. He hung out with the temple prostitutes, that was a thing back then, with the tax collectors, which were very, looked down upon people, as well as rabbis and learned people. It wasn't about the status, it was about people to people. Also, there's a wonderful story about his disciples come to him, and they're all upset because they have to pay taxes. Not that any of us ever resent paying taxes. And he says, don't worry about it. Give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and unto God what is God. And they go fishing, and they catch a fish with a gold coin in it and pay their taxes. But no resistance or thought of lack for resources. I think that was just a great example. Don't fret about it. Just be open, relax. It will come in its right and perfect place. His relationship with himself, repeatedly in the stories, and we know stories get made up and elaborated over time, but the very fact that so many times they talk about him going off by himself. He took time to have that relationship with himself and a very intimate relationship with the divine. Instead of having God separate and apart, he used the term Papa to really denote that close relationship with the divine. That, I mean, you can't get much closer than that. Yeah. So dealing with people in our life, which sometimes is where a lot of our angst comes from, we are going to be in relationships with people. Us being the first people we're in relationship with, and then people around us. We just can't exist without being in a relationship. And if we can have a consciousness where we believe in people, everything becomes a lot easier. And that whole belief in people begins with a belief in ourselves. So if we are a person who is always looking at somebody's going to get me, there's conspiring, I have to be sneaky to get the greater good, the bigger piece of the pie, whatever that is, we will see that in everybody else that we meet. Where, if we feel loving and in harmony, we will see that in everyone we meet. And we literally co-create those relationships by the relationship we have with ourselves. Do you trust yourself to be good to your word to yourself? Then you trust other people to be good to their words. It's a real simple process. And the other thing in our relationships with people, is to really start emulating Namaste. We sing Namaste in one of our songs. We have the talking at the tables, they call it Namaste. And that Namaste, the Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. The light in me beholds the light in you. And if when we're in our day-to-day lives, that we looked at people as the light, not the personality. I mean, most of us have parts of our personality that aren't as easily shareable, shall we say, as others. We have those moments that we just are not pleasant, a little gnarly, if you will. But we know behind, however anybody's showing up, there is still that divineness within them. There's an expression of love, an expression of peace and harmony. So as I think about relationships in the game of life, I got thinking about, we've been talking about spiritual economics all summer, the game of life. And so Monopoly, though everybody here but Luann has played it, and there's some cheat sheets on your table on Monopoly. And I thought, Monopoly, Scripture, spiritual inspiration is not just in special books, it's every place. There is not one thing in life that doesn't have a spiritual message. And I thought how interesting it would be to look at the spiritual aspects of Monopoly. I don't know about you, but in our table, at one point I had 3 stepchildren, and we would play Monopoly, which invariably ended with somebody stomping off to their room. Somebody cheating. That's the way it goes. And I can still hear Catherine going, "You owe me." When you landed on her Monopoly that she had hotels on. It just makes it so competitive. But what if Monopoly was played cooperatively instead of competitively? Ooh, becomes a totally different game. So we're going to have some fun looking at this. And like I said, when we get by the concept that the really important spiritual words are in certain books, they were written thousands of years ago or 100 years ago or whenever, and get it that the divine nature is within everything, and that you just peek under the hood and there's the message, just what you need to hear. And it's not hidden, it's just waiting for you to be ready to listen to it and to learn from it. So, spiritual Monopoly rules. We're going to play Monopoly cooperatively. I love cooperative games. I love a mindset where you don't have to win, because that means somebody has to lose. So, first of all, you get to determine the value of everything. So everything on the board, you choose. I mean, Baltic could be the Taj Mahal. It's your game. You get to determine it. You get to charge or waive rent as you're going by. You are the banker. Everybody knows that's a real important position on this. Interest on anything you mortgage is set by you, and it's always your turn. Okay, so we're going to go into these rules just a little bit deeper. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, and you can always get out of the holding cell of jail. That's another important one. So, determining the value. We get monopoly money, which in truth, all money is monopoly money because we just pretend it's worth something. I mean, I can't believe the whole world pretends paper is worth so many chickens and eggs. I mean, that's what we're doing. This piece of paper is worth so many speckles of gold or whatever it is. But so this monopoly money, you get to determine the value of everything. And when you think about it in our life, if you were to think of 10 important things or 7 important things, what are those 10 things and what are the value to? Each of our lists are unique. So in playing cooperative monopoly, I mean, maybe the $20 green piece of paper is the most valuable thing because that represents your love of the planet. That represents stewardship. That represents being kind to our earth. It represents honoring all that green, that we see out the window. So all of our lists are unique, and we get to assign the value. We do this all the time in our life. Where do we put our time? Where do we put our resources? I can remember times, this was a number of years ago, when I was teaching Sunday school, and I was we were going through a weird financial thing in a family, and when I think I would be short on money for this and that and this and that, and then I would see something that would be just perfect for Sunday school, I knew exactly where the money was for it. I mean, priorities, what we put value on, right, what we really put value on, shows up in so many ways of how we live our life. Because that's where we invest our energy. I mean, that's all this play money is a symbol of energy that we're investing, a symbol of what we're willing to put into it, that the work we've put into it. And we all play this game that there's some value. And just as in our own cooperative monopoly game, we get to value things, so in our real life, we're the ones that set the value on it. I mean, you see these, something sold recently for millions of dollars that was just a piece of a sports memorabilia or something. That in and of itself has absolutely no value. You'd send it to Goodwill if it was yours. You're not wearing it anymore. But yet it went for millions of dollars because we make up values, right? We do this all the time. Of course, if we have this wealth, if we have these values, how do we increase it? Well, I know that we don't increase our wealth by competing with somebody else for it. Because if it's my value, I'm the only one that can add to it, right? But yet, in this world, sometimes we act so competitive. It's so off base from where we really want to go. In Monopoly, we know one of the great things is to own property, and then you get to charge rent to anybody that lands on your property. Right? This is one of the great fun things. So I got thinking, in this cooperative game of Monopoly in life, what is taking up space in our minds and not paying rent? What is taking up space there? Last week we talked about the lack thoughts that might be taking up space. What is taking up space and not paying rent? And suppose it's a monopoly. Like, it's one thing to have one thought of lack sitting over here. Maybe it costs you a little bit, but nothing noticeable. But when you get 3, you have a monopoly, and that doubles everything. And if you build hotels, houses, and then hotels, it just magnifies it. Same thing happens in our mind. When we put our interest, when we land our thinking on one of these spots within our life, we can either pay a lot of interest on it, or we can earn a lot of interest on it, depending on if it's a life-affirming thought or a life-draining thought. Think about it. And we all have them. There's none of us without a little lack thought going through there, or a little, wish this wasn't happening thought, or I just feel like everything is going my way thought, like Matt's saying about this morning. That's what it cost us. That's what it cost us. And part of the most expensive ones that we pay is when it's resentment thoughts that are in there. Because resentment is the rethinking, resending those thoughts over and over and over again. That is what toxicity is, toxic thinking. We start dwelling on them, just become a cycle. And, it's like that snowball, it just keeps gathering and gathering and gathering till this inconsequential thing that happened becomes so big, it absolutely overtakes us. The banker. In the game of Monopoly, somebody gets to be the banker. Most families have somebody who loves to take on that role and grabs the box quickly and the bank box, so they get to be the banker. The banker really, its role only to follow the rules. The banker assigns how much money everybody gets. And let me tell you this, even if you're playing by the rules, I think every group of Monopoly players has their own rules, little tweaks. We used to have one, if you landed on free parking, you got all the money that was in the center. We make it up. We make stuff up all the time. Yeah, MSU is not just the university. Making stuff up is, where we all go to school here. So think about the banker in our own life. The banker doesn't really have favoritism. It just has a prescribed course of action to take. But sometimes it seems like there's, quote, a banker, somebody doling out the good, some force doling out the good in our own life that shows favoritism, that somehow, this person was doled out more than I was and I deserve just as much. Think about how that concept of the banker, because there's a part of us that really feels this way, even though we know. Intellectually we know, but still part of us feels maybe a little off balance here and there. And these resources that flow into our life, we're talking about a lot of things. We're talking about our health as a resource. We're talking about finance, opportunities. Why did they have that opportunity and I didn't? Friendships. The resources that we get are so multitudinous in so many different areas. And so many times when we talk about prosperity and abundance, we keep thinking money, money, money. Money is the make-believe stuff of energy. What we're really talking about is what prospers us, what causes us to flourish, to grow into our potential. So this concept, check in with yourself. The banker in your life, that source in your life, do you think it plays favorites? Do you think it somehow is prejudiced against you? Or do you see it just really as a flow? It goes where the channel is open. Goes where the channel is open. Non-resistance to it. There's also a thing called interest in Monopoly, and if you run out of money because you had to pay a lot of rent over here because you're holding all these thoughts on a Monopoly, thoughts of resentment, toxicity, you can take some of your properties and mortgage them to the banker. And when they're mortgaged, you can't collect any interest. And to buy it back, you have to pay the mortgage back plus 10% interest. So in our own life, we do the same thing to ourselves sometimes. Sometimes we put away our good for a while. Interest can be thought of as two-way. One is a charge to us. The other is interest as a positive. I love seeing interest on my checking account or my savings account. Checking doesn't give it anymore. Even 1%. It's like this free money that shows up. You go in your bank account, they go, oh, the bank gave you 32 cents here. Cool. Yeah, that all adds up. It all adds up as we're going through there. And so the same way in life, interest can be something that we pay or it can be something that we invest in that pays us back. Where are we putting our interest? Where are we putting our energy? Where are we focusing our attention? And I really think that interest is not cause and effect, which you sometimes think if I do this, it's going to cost me. But it's really a choice. I'm going to invest in this. I am going to put my energy into this. This is where I'm really called. Or are we divesting ourselves by giving away energy to something that we're trying to resist? So you see how it's a choice? So it looks like a cause and effect thing. It really is a choice on our part. And when we are able to invest to that same place our values are, that's when we really get the bonuses on there. That we, if family is important to us or friendship is important to us, if we invest our time and energy into that, it multiplies like crazy. We're talking triple-digit interest rates, right? best you can get. It just keeps coming and coming because you're drawing into yourself people that are friends and they're investing the same way. So cumulatively, you have this wonderful balloon of goodness. Everything's going our way. When you play Monopoly, when it's your turn, you take the dice and you roll it. If you do roll doubles, you get to roll again. But if you roll doubles 3 times, you lose your turn. Something happens. Or maybe you go to jail. Go to jail, is that what it is? See, the rules get a little soft there. From the human perspective, and we're all human, so we all have these perspectives from time to time. Did you ever feel like you had to wait till it was your time? When it's your turn for the good? When it's your turn to take a chance, when it's your turn to go on vacation, when it's your turn to, fill in the blanks, right? And the same way with our good. Okay, they got theirs, I'll get mine when it's my time. I am so angelic, I will patiently wait here until God deems to pour the blessings down upon me. Sunday school went a long way to put some of these ideas in my head. But if you get it that life is happening now, it only happens now. If we're waiting, we will wait forever because waiting is now, and that's when life is happening. Also, if you think about it, the whole concept of creation, the whole concept of eternity is right now. We talk about this is the holy instant. In this moment is eternity. Our logical mind gets a little crampy when we say those kind of things. But spiritually, as you breathe into it, this is it. This is eternity. This is the creation story happening right now in all that we think, say, and do. When we are in a cooperative consciousness, it is expansive, it is creative. But when we are in a competitive consciousness, everything starts contracting. We start thinning it out into this linear world that is very measurable and very blockable and very controllable. All things that take a lot of energy because that's not the way of the world. Controllable is never the way of the world. I'm sure we can all say we had experience with that. One of the coveted little cards you get if you happen to land on a certain thing and get a card is get out of jail free. Get out of jail free. And in our own life, we have those things when we say, when this happens, then I can. We put ourselves into a jail that limits us. And, as teenagers, when I graduate from high school, then I can go out on my own. When I get a job, then I can buy my own car. When I find my perfect soulmate, then I can really understand love. Whatever that is. We put ourselves in these jails of limitation. And in truth, we always have a get out of jail free card. We made the limitations. We get to take them down. We can take the bars away. And also, since in our game of cooperative Monopoly, it's always our turn, you can play that card anytime you want. Anytime you want, you can say, I'm stopping with that. It's over and done with. We get to decide when that is. Now, saying that we decide and put it into practice, sometimes there's a little gap there. Sometimes we have to practice a few times as we're going through things. So those are just some of the rules you might have in a cooperative game of Monopoly. The board that you play on is very interesting. It has all these squares on it with little things written on it. And I was thinking, the railroads, you got 4 railroads. That's an incredible monopoly. And metaphysically, maybe that represents opportunities because the railway carries us on to that next stage, to that next place in consciousness, if you will. Challenges in life, maybe that's represented by that little pay your income tax square on the board. Pay your income tax, all $75 of it. But we are going to feel taxed from time to time in our life. There's also a little space of chance cards representing luck. But we know what luck really means is law under conscious knowledge. So there are times in our life that, it feels like luck because we understand that the law is operating under our conscious knowledge of it, that we're watching our thoughts, that we're walking our talk, that we're doing the right thing, that we are in healthy, balanced relationships with ourselves, with the divine, and with those around us. How about the jail? representing our restrictions that I was just talking about, little self-imposed restrictions. And free parking. Boy, if you're later in the game and there's a lot of hotels and you're heading up to one of the expensive streets there and you land in free parking, you kind of go, phew, made it through that one. And then you go, when you pass go, you get $200. And go just kind of remind me always in the game and in life, it's like we have cycles. Thank God, can you imagine if life was just one straight line out there? Oh God, it looks boring and oppressive, that's way too far. But in cycles, the scenery is always changing. Our life always has these new variables in it. And we get to pass go again, and then have another trip around the board, or a trip around the sun if it's your birthday this month. We get to have this growing experience of life. And then the object of the game, because isn't that what it comes down to? We get to choose our playing piece. Some of us choose things to play with because they're fun, they're functional, they're movable. A little top hat, maybe they're in vogue, if you will. Ready for battle. I mean, there are times that we're going to play with that battleship because we figure we need to go out there and fight. We haven't gotten really into the total loving part of it yet. So we get to pick the playing piece. And in the human game, when we play Monopoly, it's all about acquisition. You want to be the one who ends the game with the most properties and the most money. But in spiritual Monopoly, what we're looking for is accumulating an awareness of spirituality in our life. That God is every place talking to us, that love is always expressing in all these so many different ways. Sometimes it almost seems like it's masquerading. If we look a little deeper, there it is, this whole idea of love and compassion and connection. So affirmation time. Let's affirm. Life is a monopoly of potential goodness. My life is in harmony with divine law. I release ideas of competition and move into the flow of cooperation. I pass go with grace and gratitude. I lovingly pay my dues and gain interest with joy. I trust the process and have fun doing it. And so it is. Amen. Oh, let's take this game internal. Time of meditation.
Nothing is ever lost, and we are not forgotten. We are living in the heart of God. Nothing is ever lost, and we are not forgotten. We are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. Morning sun coming through in the trees, and the green leaves shimmer in the summer breeze. The songbirds singing to the honeybees, living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God.
I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, and just take a minute to consciously settle into your seat. Consciously settle, setting aside thoughts of what's going to be happening, things that have happened, and allow yourself to simply be in this moment of eternity. breathe in and out ever so gently, easily. There is a flow. For we are in that mode of cooperation. Allow me to speak these words as words of your heart. I play the game of life with spiritual awareness, guided by divine wisdom. I play the game of life with spiritual awareness, guided by divine wisdom. We feel the ease and grace of knowing that we are in partnership with the One. That though there may be an appearance of aloneness or singularity, the higher truth is that we are all connected. We are all an integral piece of this oneness. And our current expression, our expression into God and humanness, is perfect the way it is in all of its imperfection. Those missteps, those errant thoughts, are all processes that allow us a greater embrace of truth, a greater embrace of authenticity, of integrity, of being the full expression of light, of love in our world to the best of our abilities. And the best of our abilities is enough. This is a process of joy. This is a process of fun, a process of light and lightness. For as our attention becomes ever clearer on the inner truth, the inner workings, the inner connection, the inner infinity, we understand that we are in a monopoly, that we are in a monopoly with God. We are in a monopoly of life. We are the monopoly of love. And so it is. Amen.
Nothing is ever lost, and we are not forgotten. We are living in the heart of God. Nothing is ever lost, and we are
it's funny when you hear a song in juxtaposition with something else. And one thing I didn't say, Monopoly, you can never lose in cooperative Monopoly, right? Nothing is ever lost. You can never lose it, so it's kind of fun. So for the spiritual practice for the week, why don't you play some metaphysical Monopoly? I left some cheat sheets on your table that give some ideas of how you might look at some of the symbols of the game. Just, these are suggestions. When you go to the metaphysics, there's not like the right answer. It's the answer for you in the moment, what it makes you think about. And on the back are some little questions if you want to do some journaling exercises. It would be really fun to get some friends and make up the rules for a cooperative game. I was thinking that, like somebody started on the yellow, so you get one of the yellows and you give it to them because it's their birthday. And maybe when somebody lands on your hotels, you pay them for visiting you. I mean, see how you can switch that around and have some fun. And then if you're not into that much of gameplay, try a prayer every day, one of Myrtle's prayers. She's just a marvelous prayer. She just prayed from her heart. With that, somebody else who comes from the heart, I'm going to invite Matt back here because he sings from the heart. Thank you, Matt.
Life's a circus and you're in it. Too afraid to admit it. You're spinning out of control. So keep going like you got this. Keep smiling just to hide it. Keep moving not to notice. It's slowly taking its toll. The faster you can slow this down to the rhythm of right now, the sooner you'll find your strength. So hurry up and wait. Rest your weary head for a moment. Hurry up and wait. Feel the burden lift off your shoulders. Hurry up and wait just a minute. I'm glad I got your attention. I think it's worth saying again, so I'm gonna say it again, say it again. The faster you can slow this down to the rhythm of right now, the sooner you'll find your strength. So hurry up and wait. Rest your weary head for a moment. Hurry up and wait. Feel the burden lift off your shoulders. Hurry up and wait. Oh, we will run and not grow weary. Oh, we will walk and not grow faint. Oh, we will run and not grow weary. Oh, we will walk and not grow faint. Hurry up and wait. Rest your weary head for a moment. Hurry up and wait. Feel the burden lift off your shoulders. So hurry up and run and not grow weary. Walk and not grow faint. Hurry up and run and not grow weary. Walk and not grow faint. Hurry up and
There we go. Thank you, Matt. That was wonderful. right. So the rule I like is when the bank runs out of money, we all win. Anyway, so now is the time we create the sacred circle of generosity by acknowledging and sharing the blessings we have received. Giving is a matter of the heart, not of wealth. If you are in person, you can place your love offering in the glass jar on the table. Or if you're using a credit card, you can use the QR code on the screen to give support through PayPal. Whether or not you are sharing a financial gift this week, we invite you to affirm the sacred exchange by placing your hand over your heart or using an affirmation token from the bowl on your table. We bless these gifts. We share of our love and our treasure by affirming together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I praise, give thanks, and I am so glad. Thank you. Our circle of generosity includes gratitude to every one of you who support Unity with your loving gifts, whether it's money or service or whatever it is, or just being here. Our circle of generosity grows even larger as we share those gifts with others. As a tithing ministry, a portion of our tithes is shared with local charitable organizations that inspire and bless us. For the third quarter of this year, we will be sharing with Ellie's Place and the Boys and Girls Club of Lansing. Both of these organizations serve our youth in ways that support them as they journey through life. Let us bless these organizations and affirm our blessings as we sing, I am so blessed.
And grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful.
Let us take a moment to deeply immerse ourselves in gratitude by collectively blessing the gifts received on our table. Let us affirm together. Given in love, received in love, we dedicate these gifts to do the will and the work of Holy Spirit. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Derek. All right, announcements. Next Sunday, following service, Unity's social team is offering a hot dog and chips lunch with an ice cream bar, ready to create made-to-order ice cream delights. Woo! We want to make this an extra special Sunday, so we encourage you to bring a friend. We have a special guest speaker, Unity minister Reverend Robin Ferguson, author of the book, The Phoenix Effect, which seems like a perfect message for our community. let's see, every Sunday this summer at 9:45 a.m. is group meditation in the upper lodge. Everyone is welcome. You do not need to be a skilled meditator to benefit. And if you would like to lead a group meditation, you can contact Maggie Bishop. And meditation is one of those things, you just do it and you don't worry about it. So it's like a no pressure thing. Oftentimes people put a lot of pressure to do it right. It's not about that. Saturday, August 16th is Faith Night at the Lansing Lugnuts game. Please join us for a fun evening. You can pre-purchase your tickets from Lisa Hastings or Maggie Bishop, and they are $20, and that includes a hot dog and beverage. All right, Town Hall today, 11:45 to 12:15. Today, following service, there will be a brief town hall. We will present financials for the first 6 months of the year and answer any questions you might have. You do not need to be a member to attend, so please stay and see what is to be said.
Tyson?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Still got snacks over here between service and that. If you want to grab something, please do so.
Okay, so we have snacks over at the snack table. Please grab some snacks in between service and the town hall. We want them eaten, so eat them, please. The Board of Trustees has called a special members meeting to vote on the purchase of a new HVAC unit for the Great Hall. In accordance to our bylaws, notices have been sent to all of our members through email and mail. Everyone can attend, but only members can vote. And that is on August 17th. All right. The August edition of the Unity Pulse is on your table, along with copies of Mornings with Myrtle. There are several new events coming up. Check the August calendar on the back page for easy reference. You can also refer to Unity's website for the church calendar for all the scheduled events. And you can sign up for the weekly e-news to keep current on what's happening there. There's lots of different ways to find out what's happening here at Unity. Following this service, prayer practitioners are available to pray with you one-on-one. Prayer practitioners will be gathered up here, and you will be able to tell that they're prayer practitioners because they'll be wearing purple stoles. So come on up and have your prayers be listened to. All right, let's create a consciousness of community as we sing I Choose Love, followed by the prayer of protection. Feel free to stand in place or form a circle around the outside and be respectful when taking someone else's hand. Sometimes maybe you can just touch back of hands, for example, or elbows.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love is always present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We protects us. The presence of God is within us. Wherever we are, God is, and all